Hello, good evening and welcome back to the Rangers Radio. Rangers 2, St Johnstone nothing. Well, my Ibrox, join myself up on the show as Albert. Evening, Albert.
How you doing, pal?
The good, the bad, the ugly. Good start, bright, breezy. Good football movement. The new boy looking good. Everything's well. We get a penalty. I'll let you comment on that. Well tucked away by Tar. We're playing well. The sending off seems to suck the momentum out of the game. We won 1-0 at half time. Had opportunities to score other goals. Did they take them? But maybe we played deserved better. And then the second half, Lundstrom comes on with Jack. Then we get the second goal, and it became the ugly. Your thoughts?
Just frustrated, mate. I'm more than anything else. I'm not arguing with the football we're playing. The football we're playing is good, but it's just frustrating. I don't know what's that. Put your finger on it. Why can we not score more goals? I just don't understand it at all. It just doesn't make any sense. But we can't, and I don't know why. And that's the frustrating bit for me. Play some nice football right up to that last third, the penalty area, and then that's it. I seem to run out of ideas for some odd reason, or no shoot, or I don't know what it is. I just don't know. Silly passes, stupid passes, simple passes that can't be made, difficult passes that you're sitting going, what are you trying that for? But I don't know. If somebody
for me, it was one of the games where we didn't have enough players in the box at the right time. You know, sometimes Alfredo, there wasn't enough players running about Alfredo, and that's the problem with that system. But look, the good was the first third of the game for me. The bad was the middle, maybe up to the goal. We weren't playing well, and the ugly was just the last half of the hour with the substitutions when the whole tempo fell out of the game for me. That's only my thoughts, Albert.
I thought the second goal was a cracker with Kamara's goal. That was a beauty. That was a good goal.
Pass with Cantwell into Morelos, nice wee flick and a great run and a great finish by Glenn Kamara. And see, when you see that, you say, right, you should be getting 10 goals a season, yeah?
Yeah, that's I'm saying. How you not doing this more often? How you not getting into that position more often? And it cool at the end and slotted it away. My really, really, really good goal. And I was glad to see wee Hadji. I thought the wee man played well. I thought he a couple of nice, really clever passes in the area. And I'm saying to myself, oh, that's class. That is good. But I'm not upset or anything. We win the game, but I'm getting concerned now that is that the best we can play, and is that the best we can score? We're not built to score goals. I don't know, but that's the only thing concern I've got, because it's going on too long now. Don't get me wrong, we didn't hang on to that game, but you've seen St Johnstone coming into the game with 10 men in the last 10 minutes, 15 minutes of that game.
They equalised right in the stroke of half time.
Exactly. I mean, they just walked right through the midfield and just passed one ball, beat the whole defence. Mm-hmm. Barisic sleeping again because the guy came from behind him again. But then the commentators are saying, but he done well. Barisic done well to get in behind McGregor. I mean, it was his man that walked by him. He's not aware of what's happening around about him. But anyway, and he didn't score, so that's a good thing about it. How he didn't score, I don't know, but he didn't score.
He didn't score because he kicked the ground.
It's one that he went for it. Oh no, more excited trip. Oh no. But anyway, we won, and that's the most important thing.
The big positive to the day was Tillman, I thought, played him and Cantwell, along with Kenham. He had for the first half an hour, mate. Some of the football was excellent, wasn't it? Cantwell, a good debut, mate.
Aye, done well. You knew he was always going to tire, but he done well, mate. He looks a player, doesn't he? He'll settle into that team, no bother. Trouble is, when you get players up front, not so much Tillman and Kent, but other people in front that understand and can play and read them and make the right runs to get the passes. But he done well. He done really well.
All right, we'll get the phone lines open if that's all right with you, yeah?
Yeah, better in, mate.
Let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show. It's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, they for me were the two best players, and at times Kent done all right in the first half as well. I thought he was a bit quiet in the second half, but the people will be talking about the performance of the new boy today, I would think, if I'm being honest,
that's a big plus, and it's a big positive. And him and Hadji, big positives. And it's great to see them back. And we'll great to see Hadji back. It was nice to see Campbell having a good game. And you can see the boy's got real potential. He is a player. You can see he's a player. And I thought he got a wee bit of a rough house at the beginning as well. I thought they were going to start targeting a wee bit and say, let's see what he's made, you know. But no bother, he handled any of that. He handled a whole lot okay, to be honest with you. And he looked to be enjoyed it as well, didn't he?
Aye, he did, mate. And I'll tell you what pleased me, the way he covered the grunt, mate. And if he's no fit, the merit come, really pleased.
Aye, well, he said he's base fit. He's got a good base fitness, but he's no match fit. That's no match fit, man. I can't wait to see when he's up to speed, properly up to speed.
Breaking news. This will surprise you. Aberdeen sack manager Jim Goodwin. I was hoping they'd get an extended contract, but there you go. So, aye, as I said, the game started. Penalty kick. What's your thoughts on it, mate?
It was a penalty. It touched his hand, but it's one of the real ones, isn't it? Aye, well, I suppose it is a penalty, isn't it? It's definitely a penalty. Surprised you get it. But again, when it comes to us, they're, you know, we better do VAR. But that mob across society is don't do VAR. It's weird, isn't it? It's just weird. But it was a penalty kick. Do you think it was a penalty kick?
I think it hit his horn, and it's up for debate. You know, I think it's one you'll get.
Sometimes
7 out of 10, mate. Yeah, but I think the boy was a bit silly with his horns. You know, I don't think it was an absolute stonewaller, but I can see why it was given. And then the big decision, the sending off, mate. Initially, I didn't think there was too much in it, and maybe even a yellow card or whatever. But when you see it from a certain angle, mate, yeah.
Even Colin missed it.
His leg was up at his knee, mate.
I know. It was a bad one. But again, Colin missed it. I mean, surprise. A high tackle on a Rangers player and he missed it. But then you see it in VAR and VAR get it. And then you actually see it slowed down. It is a definite red card. No, I mean, what's he thinking about the idea flying in like that? It's stupid. We commentator said, he's falling back the way when he's getting into the tackle, so obviously his legs are going to come up the way. But it was a red card. No, I mean, I don't think they can argue with it. I don't think there's any debate it was a red card. And then with the C-Day later on, within 5 minutes of the restart of the play, he flies into a tackle. Oh, you're thinking on his knee brains. What is up these? Oh, I tell you. I can't understand this squad. What? Sorry, mate.
It was also Ryan Jack's tackle. I don't think it was much a tackle. I think the boy mugged him. He came through his blind side, mate. So he thought he was getting the ball and then he get mugged. Yeah. But it's gone to ground all the time and where it was and with 10 men were a goal up. Yeah. His injury record plus potential even up for 10 men when he gets nicked. I think if you see it again, I don't know if you saw it, but the guy comes to his blind side and that's what makes it look worse.
And he jumps about 30 feet in the air. I'm saying that was a bit of a tackle, that. I mean, to get you that high in the air, you know what I mean? It was a booking, it was silly. It was a booking. He tried to nick it and he get caught. He caught him, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he didn't catch him, he caught him. But he never caught him. You get 12 feet in the air, you know what I mean? But that was just, it's the old conning in it, try to get even up, get him sent off, and that's it all evened up. And we're happy now we carry on again. But it's a stupidity to get into a tackle like that. I think that's the point you were making there.
Aye, it was, mate. It was.
It's just don't do it. Just don't do it. Be what this is what this team's like with me. This squad of players, they do stupid things. That's what I said against Kilmarnock. They've done it today again. Doing stupid things. You go, why are you doing this? I don't understand what's going through your head. Especially see when they were pressing us there late on. Their goal was on the right hand side or our left hand side. Now there's about 4 of them over there boxing us in. We get the ball, we go to the ball, we do 2 passes, and we keep it in there. You see, why are you keeping it there? There's 4 of them. I'm doing 10 men. Well, the other side of the park's got to be wide open. Get it out and get it across the other side of the park quickly. No. We mince about and let them come right on us. And actually let them get a challenge, put a challenge right on the plate. It's good teams just don't do it. No, I mean, good players, good teams just don't allow this to happen. But we do, for some odd reason. I don't know why, but we do. But anyway, we got away with it. Sakala had 2 or 3 chances as well.
Aye. Sakala come on and he done what fashion does, you know. I think, by the way, the one that was deflected, that goalie did an excellent save. That goalie makes good saves, mate.
He doesn't have, doesn't he? That's about 4 or 5 of the 2 games, about 4 or 5 really decent saves he's made with us. But I thought I was in. The first one would be Sakala. If he's quick-minded enough, he slips Morelos in. But he's not quick-minded. He's just got one thing in his head, 2-touch, bang, go, have a shot. He never hits it well either. But and then he sort of, I don't know if somebody shirked him, because after that he started trying to find people. When you're saying, no, that's shoot now. No, but he's trying to find people. But the wee man does what the wee man does. No, I mean, he creates a storm when he comes on, doesn't he? That's what he does.
Aye. I mean, when it's his day, he goes in. We'll be joined by Andy. Evening, Andy.
Good evening, chaps.
How you doing,
I thought
Andy,
I thought we started not too bad. They all looked up for it. Thought like Kent looks to be getting slightly better. Got the penalty. Would have liked to have seen us go on a bit more. I'm not sure that they should have looked at any of them 2 for red cards right enough, but VAR and all that's what they do these days. So come out the second half, I thought we were really poor. I'm just more disappointed that we're not putting teams to the sword. Like, you know, we should be improving game on game now. Now is that 3 now with 10 men? At times we look like it's us the other way around. But like, I'm not knocking it. Like, he's getting results out of these players that have continuously let me down. So he's doing something. He's getting into their heads somehow. I've got to say this: Morales, like, whether we like him or we don't like him, his time's done there now. I mean, 1-on-1, he should be scoring goals like that, eh?
Is that another player you don't
I've been constant. Wait a minute, I'm not biting, right? But I've been constant with Morales. He's here 1-on-1. He cannot hit the rig. He's terrible.
He's got to chip it or just go to his left foot and get around the goalie, mate, because the goalie has been doing early. But I'm not disappointed. I'm more disappointed that we're not putting these teams to the sword now. We're all crying out. I want to see a bit of a swagger about us, don't we? And a bit of it's the
2 or 3 goals and all that.
It's in any level of football, 2-0, you're in it, even with 10 men. You sneak a goal, what they've only done in a half time, and you get a corner and you score a goal, you're back in it, you never know what can happen.
So it becomes a different game.
You're still running, you're still chasing, you're still trying. The third goal just sucks the energy out of you all there, yeah?
Yeah, that's it. That's what we're all waiting for, get that third one. And if you get the third one, if you get it maybe half an hour to go, 20 minutes to go, there's a fair chance you're going to slaughter them 4 or 5. Not I mean, a couple more goals after that. But if you don't get it and get the energy sucked out of them, it's just making life really, really difficult for yourself. But this is what we do. I don't know why we do it, but we do it. And he needs to find a solution to this, because it's not right. It's just not right. I'd like to, as I said, don't get me wrong, I wasn't on edge. I don't know if you was on edge the last 10 minutes of the game. I wasn't on edge. I didn't think they were any threat at all.
You've more chance of falling asleep than being on edge, if you're being honest.
That's true enough.
Just the big, obviously, Aberdeen sacking the manager and Southside kind of get 6 hotspots. Sort of Andy, that's the big stories of the day.
Yeah, that's the massive ones. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I was quite impressed. I know it was only a wee cameo we had you, but he looked confident in himself, didn't he, with what he was trying to do? That kind of encouraged me. And the boy Cantwell, if he can, move up through the gears, we might have a player there. I don't usually, well, I do jump down. I usually say the dog shit, but this guy looks okay. I like the look of him. I really did.
I fear the worst, Albert, if he thinks he looks okay after one game.
No, that'll be the Mail's front page. The more Andy says Cantwell's okay. Oh,
hey, I've got a bad name here. I tell you, I walk about with sunglasses since I come across you lot, like so people know they recognises me.
Listen, I think you're right with Morelos, mate. I thought he'd done all right at times. He's back to goal, but centre forwards, they're judged in the goals he scores, and that one. He's got to score, for me. Oh, we've been joined by old Davey. I think he's got his telly on showing off. He's got electricity in the meter. How we doing, Davey?
No. You caught me in the hop there. I was having a wacko.
I'm glad you said wacko. I thought you were going to say something else. Albert?
I was going to the newspapers this morning. And this guy said, "Morning, wacko," and I went, "What?" No, I'm only kidding. No, about the game, Andy's pretty well spot on his comments. I felt we just regarding what I was going to ask you about Cantwell. I felt he was very similar to Alex Lowry. I don't know if you'd agree with that. But I could see a lot of Alex Lowry in that guy.
Similarities, obviously their build. I would say that if you've seen the difference with Cantwell, he wasn't shoved about, which Alex Lowry hasn't got yet. Obviously, Todd's 5 year older than Alex. Both nice on the ball. The ball sticks to their feet, mate. But I would say that Cantwell covers the ground quicker than Alex does. That would be the main difference for me. But I get where you're coming from, Davey. Well spotted, mate.
I thought actually, I was disappointed that Sakala never started. I really did. I thought that was very. I don't know if that just sort of.
The manager gave his reason. They started 7 games in a row, and he wanted to refresh.
Yeah. So, you've got to go with that. Yeah. I agree with you.
I get what you're saying there. I don't think you were alone with that. Albert, Cantwell and Lowry, I could see where Davey's coming from.
Aye, very similar. Aye, he's right. So now we're going to say who's going to play where, if the two of them are fit, which they are. So where are they going to play? And I would throw Tillman into that mix as well, who I thought had a good game today. There had 3 of them. And then Lawrence comes in, and there's 4 of them. They're all very, very similar. So who plays where? How do you get all them into the team? I don't think you're going to get them onto the team in the one go anyway, the way we play. But aye. The wee Lowry needs to look at him and take a few tips off of him. I think that's what wee Lowry needs to do, because Cantwell's got the experience Lowry, hasn't he? So I'd be saying to myself, if I was Lowry, I'm going to watch this guy closely and see what this is all about, especially in match day. Not so much training, but in match day. Watch him on match day, because, as you say, he doesn't get pushed about easy.
Andy?
Yeah, well, look, 5 years older and Premier League experience, you would expect him to be, further on in Lowry. But as Albers just said there, watch him, get his head down, work hard in training. And, he's in an ideal world, we're wanting 2 players for every position. Well, what I looked at that was if the 2 of them come off. You could go a long way with that. I don't think we go far wrong. But, I like the look at him. I thought, what I said before, he looked slight, but he got stuck in there, and a few of them having a nibble at him. I quite liked. I really did. I really thought he played really well. And as I say, the Adji one, that really impressed me. I know it was only 15 minutes, but he didn't look through it, or there didn't seem to be no knockback for what he's been through the last year or so. He's wanting to make it happen and all that. So that's positive. And, we can bring it. I don't think we can just expect to rely on going to the end of the season with just bringing 1 in. I think we need to bring at least another 1 in, because it gives the team a lift as well, doesn't it? Because they're coming for the guys.
You can see Kent
playing better, in my opinion.
You can see Kent with somebody maybe on a similar wavelength. That's what I would say, to be fair to them. But yeah, you're right. But there'll be horses for courses. How many times you're going to have all them on the park? But it gives us option, and as we saw this season, Davey, you've got to have injuries.
Well, definitely. Another thing, a couple of things I picked up on the game is recently we've been talking about the goalkeeping situation. I thought that boy Matthews had a terrific game for them. I thought he was really looked worth maybe taking a chance on if they want to go for him. I thought it was really spot on.
He's had 2 good games against us, Albert.
Aye, he looks the part, doesn't he? Whether he would fit for us, I don't know, but he definitely looks the part. He's had 2 good games, right enough. But how much would they want for him? Who did they come for? How long's his contract? If we went anywhere near them, we'd start talking about silly money, wouldn't they? Any Scottish club would. But is he better than McLaughlin and better than McGregor? Well, that's an arguable one, I don't know.
He's in loan for
It's hard to say. You've seen him 2 games. Crystal Palace. He's on loan.
He's in loan for Crystal Palace.
Oh, he's English.
Well, what age? Well, it doesn't matter. I said earlier this morning, 28, 32 or something like you're looking for a keeper. I know, he looked the part. I'm not saying he's a bad keeper. He looks the part. If you're interested, I'll keep an eye on him now. We've ever watched any Scottish games, which I don't. So, but he's worth a consideration. Put it that way.
I thought. I'll be honest with you. I think your centre halves pretty much in the goalkeeper could have went and sat the stand today, Andy.
Yeah, there's no danger there, but we never looked like we were going to lose that game. The only airy moment we had was, as you said there earlier on, that when they could have equalised. Apart from that, I can't remember anything at all. Right, they often puffed a bit in the middle when we just slacked off a wee bit. But no, it was comfortable as far as that goes. But we just like to see them go out and express ourselves more over these teams. We can do, and we need to start doing that now. Well, I want to see that goal average coming down and weighing into their points, and then we can see what happens. As I said before, we're only 6 behind now, so they blow up tomorrow. Well, we'll see what happens. That's the way you've got to look at it. Be positive. It would have been nice if we could have taken about 4 or 5 off of them. Could have done that, would have been good. But I'm happy because, look, if you told me if we'd have gone through the sequence that we have done for him coming through the door, and told me we wouldn't have lost the game and we were so near beating them, I don't think anybody's believed it, would we?
No, sure.
Oh, you're right, mate. This forum, I mean, we wouldn't have been bothered about the drop half, and if it was one of the games you just have to win all, but.
Aye, but one of the concerns I've got with the teams like St Johnstone and that is they don't fear us. Nobody fears us now. Everybody we play now, home or away, are all playing as if they could take something off us. Everybody, look at them today. They were convinced they could take something off us. And that annoys me. That really, really annoys me. Because they're just fighting harder. They're trying harder. They're running harder. They're no better players, far from it. A couple of them a day, they're starting to look like they played for Real Madrid. What's happening here? The boy Phillips, for example. I mean, a good Rangers team, good midfield, has sorted him out right early doors. But they don't. They let him go, and it causes a wee bit of trouble. Not much, but a bit of trouble. I don't understand that. But we need to get a fear factor back. We need to get it back into our team. That teams like that are going to respect us, but they're no. You can see it in their players. They don't respect anything about Rangers. They think they can come to Ibrox and take liberties. It's not on me as far as I'm concerned. And players like Tavernier, Barisic, not so much Jack, Lindstrom sometimes, the forward line Kent. They let it happen because they're too quiet and too nice a guys. You know what I mean? That's my thoughts. We need a bit of nastiness there to call this nonsense out. And you can't install that in somebody. They'll either go to it or no go to it, man.
Right, Fox just joined this evening, Fox. Can you come, Foxy boy?
He's no shy.
No,
sorry, I was on mute there. Good evening.
You talk to yourself. How are we doing?
Aye, I was.
You enjoyed the start of the game, didn't you? Yeah, it was decent fun.
Oh, mate, everything I wanted to see. Our 4 front players, movement, creativity between them all. Our midfield
helping to press high, win the ball back. Our centre halves distributing the direct long balls to the advancing full-backs. Absolutely brilliant. I was sitting down to really enjoy the game, and then came the sending off. And for me, I think it spoiled the game. I thought it was an open game of football up until that point. I don't think every time there's contacts when players come together, there's always end up a red card. And once that decision was made, Rangers, for me, converted back to, they're down to 10 men, and we'll just more or less take a goal if it comes. And they no sat back, but they never played the way they did in the opening 20 minutes. So Tillman and Cantwell were really creative, worked really hard, won tackles, travelled up and down the park well. Morelos had a few chances, but once again failed with them. And the second half, mate, I think they were looking towards Wednesday, if you ask me. The game was won, and that was it for me.
As soon as the second goal went in, Fox?
Aye. Well, even before that, I think they knew St Johnstone wouldn't be a threat. But I thought before the sending off, I thought they were well in the game, although they were 1-0 down. And as I say, it was an open game of football up until that sending off. That's my point on the game.
I get where you're coming from, mate. I think I can see what you're saying, whether it takes if you like, the momentum out of the game. But the second half, mate, the last half an hour, but passing, and that was poor, if I'm being honest, mate.
Aye. We reverted back to the way we were playing. Who was it that said that Cantwell was little Lowry there? Come on, guys. That boy Cantwell is leagues above where Alex Lowry is at the moment. At the moment, I'm saying. I think he's going to be a real star for us.
I think he had too much chocolate, mate. It does that. Too much sugar.
I said he had he's similar to, never said any difference. I just said he was similar.
I'm up a hair and thin. Yeah.
And my man in the match was Tillman. That's me finished.
All right, mate. Enjoyed that. I would have gave it to the boy Cantwell as well, just because he's debut all better. But honestly,
aye, that's who give it. That's who got it. Cantwell. No, I'd have give it to Tillman myself, but I can see your point with Cantwell. Nice wee debut, wasn't it? It was, because a lot of these players can foot flat in their face coming in, but he didn't. It was great. He played well. Played really well.
And what did we think of Tillman? Has he got things in his game, Andy, that we didn't think he had? Chasing back, tackles?
Yeah, well, he started to have a little bit of that too. I said that Shugs there at half time, like, you know, he looked the part and all that. Like, he was my man of the match as well. But he still tends to fade for me in the back end of the game. If we can just get that up to scratch, there's something about him. There ain't no doubt about that. But I actually thought he added a wee bit of the tackling side to his game today. So that's personally why I give him my man of the match. I'm not just not down in Cantwell for that, like, because fair enough, you know. I mean, I thought he played well, but I would have given it to Tillman. I thought they were the better two players on the pack, you know, through the 90 minutes. Or the 60 that Cantwell had.
Davey?
Yeah, I gave you Andy there on this thing, what he's saying there. But regarding the sending off, I think Fox was dead right where it changed the sort of style of our game. But I'll tell you one thing, if you don't think that's a sending off, you better read the rule books. If that's a two-footed tackle right on somebody, I seen it right away. I went, that's a sending off. That's always sending off. How you can say you could get away with that? And I'll tell you another thing, Ryan Jack was no far off getting sent off.
Could have been, mate. Could have been. Listen, when you seen with one angle, I don't think it's so much the 2 feet, mate. I think it was the height that he set. One of his legs was up. Well, Barry caught him under the knee, mate. So it's reckless and dangerous, yeah. Whereas I got away with it because it was right along the deck, wasn't it?
As we said earlier on, the Jack one is just frustrating because it's a stupid challenge to get in the first place. No, I mean, especially after the red card. So, and then VAR's telling him to go and have a look at it, and he's decided, no, I was right. So that's going to happen more often now when they're going with VAR. The referees are going to run out and just say, like Colum, he's definitely going to use that man and go, no, I was right anyway, so I'm not changing my mind. Don't get me wrong, I don't think it was a red card. Jack's, I think Clark's was a red card. But don't get into the tackle. That's the way we were saying earlier on, Ox. Don't go into that tackle. But it's a Fred missed in it, and they do silly things like that. It's a game of football, you never know what's going to happen.
Aye. I get his thing. We did sort of just play out the first half after that. We played some decent stuff still at times. I must admit, I wasn't enamoured by Lundstrom's performance. Andy, I'll come to you with that, you know. I'm not trying to set you up here. I just think he didn't do particularly wrong, mate. He's got a habit of sometimes slowing we're play down, yeah.
Yeah, I don't seem to be winning any tackles as well for me. Even Ash Young said to me, he said, I'm beginning to agree with you there, Andy. So that's the first for him, right enough. But there's something not right about him. I don't know if it is the injury. He looks a bit chubby to me as well. So it could be that, you know, if he's playing with ribs. But you see, if you get a rib injury or your ribs are done, you can't usually run about the game. So I'm not totally convinced. He might have a slight niggle, but I'm not. You can't breathe when your ribs are done. You know, I remember that. Like, you know, and Ash Young's had the same thing. So I'm not totally convinced. I just don't think I don't know, is his mind on it? Has he got other things outside of football? I don't know, but he certainly don't look like the player. Well, think about the game against the Filth when he took it by the scruff.
That's the standard. That's the standard.
Yeah, but he's not gaining it. He's not gaining any of them standards for weeks now. It's strange, really, because he came on to a bit at the end of last season as well, but it was, I hope the boy does well. I just don't think he's good enough for us, as simple as that. I mean, I'm not going to kid myself.
Is that another player you don't like?
Aye, well, as I told you before, as long as they're wearing the blue shirt, I like that. So, and my colours are running around. And by the way, Davey, my defence is I've got a dodgy pair of bins, and I watch my games on a wee phone, so I probably didn't see the tackle properly.
Stonewaller, a Stonewaller. And don't tell me that wasn't 2 feet. That was 2 feet and another 2 feet.
Well, have a look at it again, David. The sending off will be because one of his legs was up against his knee. You know that he went forward to kick the ball.
He jumped on his 2 feet.
But when he makes contact with Jack, mate, he's hit the ball and it's the momentum of his leg has carried it up to where he hits Jack, mate. As I said, no all coming togethers like that are sending offs. It was a bookable offence at the most for me.
It was a leg breaker.
Jack gets sent off for a similar tackle on May up in Aberdeen, if you remember.
That doesn't make it right, but...
No, we got red card for it, so that's the standard. I'm not saying it's right, I'm just saying that's the standard. So if you're going to set a precedent to be one player getting it, that's it for everybody now. That's what's wrong with Scottish football. They pick and choose who they're going to send off. Nothing on the tackle, it's who the person is.
Tackles are subjective. There we go. We've got two of the finest brains ever. Well, maybe no. Davey and Fox, and they can't agree. Anyway, Blue Star's joined this evening. Blue Star.
Good.
Evening, Ox. Evening, guys.
Hey, Blue Star.
Was up for me, result and Cantwell. The one player in the park, and I'll say it, one player in the park that knows how to pass a ball. He hits it with a bit of pace. There was none of this sluggish, slow passing. Kamara, notorious for it. But the boy, from one side of the park to the other, if that's him not played a game for November, oh my, a couple of games' time, he'll be like a whip it out there. I thought the guy was tremendous, absolutely tremendous. And where I was shocked, to me, I would say he's even thinner than what Lowry is. But you could see he wasn't afraid to put in a couple of tackles either. And the other positive Ox was Hadji when he came on. And Michael Beale said something in his presser yesterday. He says the fans will see the difference in him when they see him. His upper body strength, he's put on a right good bit of muscle. Certainly a couple of things never came off for him, but that was a positive for me. And dare I say it, the two saves from McGregor were crackers. The one for the header for, what do you call him? Their big defender, Considine. That was going in at the bottom of the far post, and it was one of the ones, mate, that would have beat most keepers because it took them off guard. And his other one was a good Gente. So, all in all, good positives. Only downside, I'll say it and I'll say it again. I'm sorry, guys. He should be punted in this one day. Morelos, if that's what we're going forward with the next 6 months, pity help us because he ain't got it. There was no even 50-50 balls getting past him. The other guy, the opposing players getting to every single one of them. Yes, he sticks his bum in them, a bit like Dalglish, and tries to shield it a few times, but that's not what he's there for. Any 50-50 ball in that box, and he's not getting there. The amount of balls that were flashing across, and I will say one thing, when he was in the box, the balls wouldn't go to him. And then when the balls are getting flashed across the box, there was 3 or 4 in that second half. Goodness me, there wasn't even a blue shirt in it. But where I would agree with Yorks, and the midfielders that we've got, they're all getting to that 18-yard line again. And there can be 4 or 5 of them, and they're all playing exactly the same way. They all want to pass the ball to somebody else. Nobody's having that gumption to just dig it. And Kent just flatters to deceive. He runs about, but he's not doing much with the ball. He's no. But the positives for me was the boy. The Cantwell guy was far superior to everybody else on the pitch, hands down.
Bill.
Can I disagree with me? He is a good player. You can see he's a good player, and he's going to be better. Kent, I agree with that as well. He does flatter to deceive. I don't think he does as. He's on the ball a lot. He never does much for it. He just runs about. He never slips people in, and that's his job now. He doesn't understand that's his job, to slip people in and play with the centre forwards and the other midfielders.
I think he was heavily involved and made a lot of good passes in the first half an hour again, mate.
Aye, well, it's not enough, is it? It's not enough. But anyway, we'll see. He might get better now that Cantwell and Tillman and players like that are in the team now. So I'm hoping. But to me, the key is Cholak. He's definitely the key to this, guys. If we can get him on the park and we can read his play and set chances up for him, again, he goes on a day and never gets a chance. Nobody's a sniff at the ball.
Honestly, he's still looked miles off it, mate. Yeah.
Aye, but I still think he's better than Morelos. I still think even that fitness he's got to do, I still think if you feed him, he'll score. But you don't feed him, you'd so.
Totally different type of players. Cholak couldn't have done what Morelos done for Kamara's goal. Andy?
Yeah, the thing with Cholak that worries me, right, is obviously he's been on a long injury spell there, so he's been out of the team. But he before he went out of the team, I think it was about 7 or 8 games that he'd not scored a goal. I think the boy needs to get in, get his first goal and get his confidence back. It's a striker thing, isn't it? They all have them periods in the time. We've got to get him in, find it hard. What I don't think, and I'll ask you the question, you're better knowledge than me, but I don't think he fits into Bale's system. Or going to fit into Bale's system, you know?
He looks like a centre forward that he's a round number 9. Maybe the boys that both start talked about fizzing across the box. That's his game. To come and play with his back to goal, he's never overlooked as if he's going on it. But he was improving when he was in the team before he got injured. But ultimately, as a centre, this a day I agree with Bill Starr. You're judged on the goals you score, and the big one for me for Morelos today was the one when he had the chance to get around the keeper or chip the keeper. He's got to score. He's got to score. Yeah,
100%. 100%, mate. And the other one, see the one where he tried to flick it out of the guy, and you could see he was in 2 minds whether he hit it or no hit it. And what did he do? He tried to pass the ball to Tillman, and the ball was far, far too hard. No, you're judged in goals, mate, and it's not working. That system, where I would give him credit for, there's no doubt about it, he was certainly trying hard enough today. But that system, when you've got 4 and 5 guys all round about that box, you must have somebody on that penalty spot going for every ball. You must have had that. I mean, you seen Bale out on that touchline 3 times in that first half, and he was screaming at him because it's just no good. The one the one you're talking about, he's taking around the goalkeeper. He's got to score. And I mean, they're not even going in target. No, for me, guys, I'm sorry. Yeah. He's had his time's been and gone. There's no defence him anywhere. MD's coming on and saying, oh, he's this and he's that. They're turning themselves on. He's got to score goals.
There is defence him if you look at his play, mate. When you watch it back, you'll see some of the passes he makes, and also he made the second goal. You know,
he's not there for that. He's there to put the ball in the net. We've got 7 guys in that midfield all fighting for positions. That's what they're there for. They're there to create. No more else.
Well, that depends what the instructions are for the manager, because obviously if he's coming deep to let them go by him and join in, depends what the tactics are.
Absolutely, and I agree with you.
No, wait a minute. That's the problem, Ox. We've got to change the system because we're not scoring goals. We admit it ourselves, we're not scoring goals. And we keep playing the same system. We use Morelos up there like a batter ram, and it's not working. So you've got to have a centre forward that can find the space, because these players run about in Cantwell, Tillman, they're all clever players. Lawrence, they're clever players. They will find you if you make the space and if you get into the space, into the right position. Whereas the Morelos is coming after the centre half's coming deep and trying to join up play. Join up play to who? You're not going anywhere with it, because once Cantwell gets it, he looks up. Once Tillman gets it, he looks up. There's nobody to give it to because he's standing beside them. I want my centre forward in that area. I want him to make the runs in the channels. I want him to be ready to take the wee clever ball that Hadji and Tillman, Lawrence and Cantwell can give him. And if you and Cholak's that man, I'm telling you right now, if you get the guy into the team and you feed him, you'll win these 2 cups and you've got a right chance of winning that league if you get him into the team. The man will score goals for you, lots of them.
Did the manager not say in his press conference yesterday that he wanted Morelos to come out of the box and get more involved in the game?
Aye, he did, mate. But it's not working.
But the thing is, Morelos makes space for other... He makes space for...
It's not since Rangers and Johnstone, nothing.
Aye, but once. So what's once? That's the problem. It's not working enough. The proof's in the pudding, mate. I mean, you look at the goals we're scoring, we've not scored enough goals. We keep saying it. And that's one of the reasons we're doing it. I'm not saying it's the only reason we're not scoring goals, because as Blue Star pointed out, midfielders don't shoot. You don't shoot, you don't score. But if you could get players playing, can buy the forwards like Kamara did today, Morelos is a different player. But we've not got anybody that does that. I mean, that's the first time Kamara's probably done that this season.
On you go, Fox.
But it's Morelos' play of drawing defenders out that opens up the gaps for the likes of Kamara to come in there. And I think you'll see that more and more with Tillman and Cantwell. I think Alfie is very underrated by everybody. I know he should score more goals. He does pitch in with goals, but his work rate when he's playing on the park is tremendous for me. And I say he opens up these spaces for creative players to go in and have a shot and create things.
Well, gentlemen, we've reached that time of the evening. If you feel free, we can carry this debate on Monday night. We'll be back between 8 and 10. Albert, thanks very much, mate.
Hey, well, pal, you're welcome. Enjoyed that.
Andy, and of course, the one and only, the Waco Kid.
I knew that was coming. I knew you were just waiting for me. I was coming with that.
The Waco Kid. Thanks for listening, everybody. Thanks to Fox and All School Blue for doing the technicals. This has been Rangers Radio. Be back Monday night between 8 and 10, talking about all things Rangers. And we might mention Southside Super 6. Take it away, All School Blue.
We are the Rangers FC. We are the people, you better believe. We are together, we're doing the fancy all over the world. We have a foes, but now they are gone. They tried to kill us, but the bells we stood strong. We are together, doing the fancy all over the world. Lucia by Bronx, for Lancer and Free. The follow, and God save the Queen. You'll hear us singing, doing the fancy all over the world. In Barcelona in 72, we beat the Russians, but 3 goals to 2. Still celebrating, doing the fancy all over the world. Glasgow Rangers, back where we belong. Lucia Vibrox, and we still going strong. We wear our colours, the red, white and blue. We wear them proudly like blue noses do. We are together, doing the fancy all over the world. The pride of Scotland, but that's nothing new. The pride of Glasgow, and Glasgow is blue. We are together, doing the fancy all over the world. To be a blue nose, it fills us with pride. We are united, we'll never divide. We are together, doing the fancy all over the world. Doing the fancy all over the world. Doing the fancy all over the world.